Today, let's get to listen to stories of triumph amidst failures, courage despite fear, strength through weakness, and even the occasional hopeful cheer from personal punny experiences. I am your host, RKaye, and this is the BetterU podcast. What is up, fam? Welcome to another episode of the BetterU podcast. Coach RKaye here, and I would like to thank y'all for joining me in today's episode. Now, for the past weeks, we have been answering quite a few frequently asked questions when it comes to your own fitness journey. And today is not so different from those episodes. Today, we will be answering possibly one of the most current things that you could possibly experience because it is the holiday season. So for today's episode, we will be doing our best to answer the question of how you stay within your own progress, even if it's the holiday season, right? So to be honest, it is quite hard to stay within track when the holidays come around, especially when December steps in, because why? We all have a lot of different Christmas parties, or if you don't join Christmas parties, well, generally speaking, a lot of people do reunions or get-togethers during this time of year. And so one of the main issues that a lot of us will have to endure is not having enough sleep, and also not being able to relatively stick with the type of diet that we have. And also a good amount of time we tend to also not be able to train as much as we can, right? So I don't know, we get stuck in this loop or in this kind of like a twilight zone during this time of year where we feel like, what day is it? Or what time is it? Or what do I do next kind of deal. And I know for a fact a lot of you possibly also relate with this type of scenario. So today we will do our best to dive in and really figure out what is the issue when it comes to the holiday season. Why do we not have enough time to train? Why do we have not enough time to sleep or rest? And why is it so absolutely hard to stick to what we would normally have within our meals, right? So as I mentioned, a good amount of time during the holiday season, what really happens is we have a lot of these parties that we have to go to, and oftentimes these parties are during the evenings or at night, right? So of course, we, as people who go through our own fitness journey, we want our journey to be as normal as possible. You know, we don't really, especially with my own experience, I do not necessarily advise my clients or any gym member whatsoever. Well, at least as I have experienced myself, I have never really advised anyone to not go to a party, because why? Being in parties and staying social and going into gatherings with family and friends, that's actually part of taking care of yourself. It's part of self-care. So why would you actually pluck yourself out of those types of situations? I don't get why some trainers would say that to their clients, but in any case, taking the pressure off of yourself to join these types of activities during the holidays is possibly one of the best things that you could do for yourself, okay? Some people feel a lot of pressure on themselves, a lot of stress. They put a lot of stress on themselves during the holiday seasons because they think that going to a party and maybe having relatives, especially your parents or your own immediate family, telling you, why aren't you eating as much as you want, right? So these are certain situations that come up, certain stories that you will experience. And of course, it really truly is up to you how you will be reacting to these type of scenarios. But to tell you bluntly, being able to take care of yourself also means enjoying yourself when it comes to these types of occasions. All right, so being able to eat what you want, of course, in moderation, is still something that you can absolutely enjoy. And I think that's one of the things that many people kind of have a hard time dealing with during the holiday season. We have this thing, if you haven't been able to hear about it, there is such a thing as an all or nothing type of mentality where many people, I believe, get stuck in. All right, so as an example, let's say for me, if I went to a party, let's say, and I have my very, very close knit of friends there, and everyone's either drinking or eating, and you kind of feel like it's a missed opportunity if you don't even eat as much as you want or drink as much as you want, right? There's like fear of missing out. All right, and that is pretty much the scenario. Okay, you can go ahead and enjoy that party or that celebration with your friends without having to feel guilty the next day because you ate and drank whatever it was that you wanted. Okay, you can drink and eat as you would like, but of course, with that in mind, you also know your limits. Okay, you wouldn't go to that party and drink the whole bottle of champagne on your own, right? Or eat the whole pizza on your own. Of course not. It's a celebration. You all get to share everything that you want to eat and drink. Okay, that's the thing. So if your mentality is all or nothing, I have to eat everything that's in front of me, and that's where the situation becomes a little extreme. Okay, that's probably one of the reasons why you will be having a hard time during the holidays to stick with your own routine and stay within your progress. Okay, so that's just one of the examples. Another thing is, of course, many parties will last maybe until the morning and you won't really have enough sleep. Of course, that doesn't mean that you spend the entire month of December just not having to sleep at all, right? Okay, of course, what you would want is also to have days where you just stay home and sleep and rest and recuperate as much as you want. Okay, so that is pretty much the scenario that I believe a lot of us do get to deal with during the holidays. Many of us think that, okay, if I break my diet and eat and drink, I might as well just do it the whole month and just change back up when January hits. That's not how we deal with this, guys. Okay, given the fact that maybe you broke your diet or didn't get to train for a day or two, that doesn't mean that you would have to break the chain the entire whole month. Okay, that does not equate to the same thing. Okay, so what I'm getting to here in today's episode, guys, is when the holidays do pass, there is such a thing as staying within moderation, or staying within still what you currently train, what you currently practice, what you currently do on your own. All right. So staying within those practices that you would normally do is already a good trick or a good tip for you to do. Because why? Again, a lot of people during the holidays just throw in the towel and forget about it. Okay. But you watching today, I believe in you, and I know that you will not fall in the same trap. Okay. That is something that would really, for the lack of term, sabotage what you already have gained. Okay. I'm not saying that immediately after an entire month of not training or not eating as you would normally do, that you would have reversed everything that you gained in your progress. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you know better than to just throw in the towel and forget about all that you've earned through the time that you've gone through training, eaten better, slept better, recuperated better. Okay. So that pretty much is what we want to get a grasp of in today's show. I believe a lot of people, again, tend to have that sort of mind trip during the holidays. I myself have experienced it, and to no avail, of course. When you get back to the gym or get back to training, what is it that you initially feel? You feel like your entire body is train wrecked, and you feel like you were ran over by a truck. All right. So of course we don't want that to happen to us after the holidays. Okay. I know it's a good time to just chill and relax. And again, we have other means to stay active, even if you just want to rest or relax, right? So we do have the thing that's called an active recovery, and you can always do that. And just staying really in motion, in movement. You can go to the mall and walk around with your family after a good celebration, or you can go shopping with your friends after having maybe a lunch out together. There are a lot of ways and means for you to still stay physically active during the holidays without having to miss any of these wonderful celebrations and parties, and being invited to it and saying yes. All right. So that is pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys today. All right. I know it's quite a broad spectrum of having to tell you guys what to do. Of course, we can share a lot more tips and tricks, maybe more concrete in the next few shows. But that is an idea that I want you guys all to remember when the holidays are here. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have already been able to enjoy these parties and celebrations, and as you should, because it has been another wonderful year that has passed for all of us, and it's always a great time to celebrate when the holidays are here. Celebrate the reason of the season. All right. And yeah, just reminding you guys through today's show that the progress that you have already gained. You know, it's within you, and it's a practice that you do every single day. And I know for a fact that one day, a couple of days of celebration shouldn't be something that should trigger you to stop entirely and forget about it. Okay? So, again, that is today's episode, guys. I hope that you got a few things that you could, you know, think over about your own story or about your own journey. Is it something that you also feel or relate to? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, speaking of the comments, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, other questions, let me know down there. And you never know, maybe I could get to answer those for you in the next episodes to come. And as always, just reminding you guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do click that subscribe button because it really does help the channel. And if you feel that today's show was very helpful for you, please click that like button and get to share it with some of your friends or family that you feel would also need the same clarity for this holiday season. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. Coach RKaye here, reminding you always to never give up on your movement journey because it's never too late to move. Bye, guys. See you again soon.